Blockbusters. You are listening to the Triple B Podcast. Let's fucking go.
Welcome back to another episode of the Triple B Podcast, Bourbon Belts and Blockbusters. I'm Tim.
I'm Ryan.
And this is the show where we're going to sip on a cocktail. We're going to talk about some wrestling, and we're going to talk about some blockbusters.
We sure are.
It's going to be a fun episode.
It's going to be good. I'm excited for it.
It's going to be a great episode.
Been looking forward to it.
So let's get right into it. Ryan, this was your cocktail of the week.
It sure was.
What do you got for us?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. I've attempted a version of this in the past, but I didn't have all of the right things, and I didn't do it up like I did today. We got a s'mores old fashioned. We're using the bourbon from last week, the Elijah Craig. It was the small batch. We both really enjoyed it.
8.5.
8.5. It was really easy to sip on, really good price point. Everything about it, solid bottle. Go grab yourself some. So we got that. We went with 2 ounces of that. Did 1.5 ounces of a homemade toasted marshmallow simple syrup that I made last night. Very simple. Did 1-to-1 sugar and water. Warmed that up until the sugar dissolved. While that was happening, I toasted a bunch of marshmallows with my little hand torch. And then once the sugar was dissolved in the simple syrup, I then added the marshmallows to the pot and then cooked that down until it was dissolved. The marshmallows were all just fully incorporated. I did miss a step in this, so there is one thing that I think could make this even better, and I forgot to add vanilla extract to the simple syrup.
Oh, okay.
The recipe that I'd seen from a guy on TikTok used that, and I wanted to try it and just totally spaced. I forgot to add it, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a hindrance, but I would like to eventually try that. Strained it so that I got all like the bigger parts of the toasted, like the burnt part of the marshmallow out. And then, yeah, that's the simple.
Nice.
So I had 1.5 ounces of that into this drink, 3 dashes of just straight chocolate bitters, and then 2 dashes of black walnut bitters. Adds kind of a little more, I don't know. To me, like the scent of it, I was like, that I could totally see being a complementary flavor to this, and almost graham cracker-ish to a point, right? Like I think you could see it if you were to smell it. And then we rimmed the glass. We haven't done a rimmer. On any of our cocktails. I had to. I couldn't help myself. A little cock talk. Yeah. Haven't done a rim on any of our cocktails that we've done, so I was excited about that. I did a little chocolate sauce dip and then dipped it into some graham cracker crumbs.
Hell yeah.
So we got a whole thing, then garnished it on our nice cocktail. What are these called? Toothpicks, cocktail skewer, whatever.
Yeah.
Did a nice toasted marshmallow here.
Hell yeah.
So, let's give her a go.
Cheers, brother.
Got to be careful how to go about drinking this.
Ooh. Yeah.
I mean, that's a 10 out of 10.
Oh, 100%.
That is a alcoholic dessert. That's what that is right there.
It is.
That is so good.
It really is. It's
really good.
Joining you with a 10 out of 10 on that. It's easy. It is just dessert in a cup. It's very dangerous. That one you can just gulp down and ask, can I have some more?
Yeah. Especially because we did 2 ounces of this bad boy in there, and it's 94 proof. So
some more.
That's that could get you. It could get you if you're not careful.
Yeah.
I was excited to put this bourbon into a cocktail, and I just we liked it so much. It already had the sweetness. It wasn't like super bitter. It didn't have a killer after kick or anything, but there was that heat. And I was just kind of like, what would that go good with? And I thought of this, and I was like, you know what? We're going to fucking do it.
Hell yeah, man. And tastes great.
That all paired so well together.
And it's not like as strong as if you were just drinking it, but you still get a little bit of that heat towards the end. It's not obviously as strong, but you get it still. So
all the flavors really cohese together. And,
it really does.
Man, I'm happy with that. Hell yeah.
Turned out
I'm
great.
excited for it. I'm excited to eat that marshmallow. Over on our socials, we are at TripBpod on Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok. We are on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Podcast, the Triple B Podcast, Bourbon Belts and Blockbusters. And you can hit us up on our Gmail. That's triplebpod619@gmail.com. Send us questions, send us bourbon recommendations, send us cocktail recommendations, send us movies, shows, send us questions you want us to cover, wrestling topics, moves you want to see us attempt in our socials. Yeah, anything. Hit us up. All right, that brings us over now to our bourbon talking points of the week this week. We're doing things a little differently. We got a fun little festivity that we're going down to do right now. We are driving down to LB, Washington, where they have a whiskey and steam event. So they have a train that runs, and it runs out to a museum. We're going to hop on that bad boy, and when we get out there, they're doing a whiskey tasting. So we thought it'd be kind of fun to film the bourbon part of the episode, or the primary portion of the bourbon part at least, down on our venture down. So that's what we're doing right now. We're gonna just continue on with our fact check. We got another edition of our weekly fact check this week.
It was my turn.
It is Timmy's turn. We're gonna try to do this without dying because he is driving, and he is the one that has to do his fact check. So,
well, it's all right.
He said he has most of it memorized. We're gonna test that.
All right, so we talked about the heel turn for Stone Cold after WrestleMania 17 and how it was pretty short-lived, and it actually lasted for 7 months. There was like a brief week where he went back to being the good guy because Vince was asking for the old Stone Cold, but then he eventually went to the Alliance. So there was a tiny break, but for the invasion, he was a heel. And then the night after Survivor Series is when he went back to being a face.
All right.
And the reason why they said that was pretty unsuccessful, the heel turn, is because Triple H got injured shortly after, and he was the big bad with him during that time frame. Yeah. Next up, just a quick clarification. We were talking about the MFTs, and you said that you referred to the U.S. title as the IC title. So it's the U.S. title that Solo has. Yeah. But we started saying U.S. Championship shortly after you said the Intercontinental. Then we talked about Nick Kroll movie. This is actually funny because we've this is the second time we've had to fact check the title of the movie. It's called I Don't Understand You.
That's right.
The Jim Carrey movie that we watched for Toasted or Trash was called Copper Mountain.
That's
and
right.
Then
I think I was trying to say it was like Gold something or something or the other. I knew there was some form of metal involved.
Yeah, exactly. And then lastly, just wanted to confirm that the Avengers, both Endgame and Infinity War, did come out in April. It was the 26th, 27th. And then looking back at the other Avenger movies, they came out at the beginning of May. So they all four movies have been grouped up into that late April, early May. So
and that's when the next two were originally supposed to come out, was scheduled for May, and then it got pushed to December of 26 and 27.
So this next one will be out of the norm of the normal schedule for the
Christmas
Avengers. Exactly. That's when No Way Out came out, and that was a big movie. So it was
No Way Home.
During December. So
awesome.
That was the fact check.
Hell yeah, like it. Alrighty, well that brings us to a little hawk talk. We got week 2 of the preseason, as we said last week, pretty much between now and the Super Bowl and whenever it is in February. We're going to be talking football, and primarily we're talking Hawks until they hopefully don't, but possibly get eliminated from the playoffs.
They're not.
Nope.
It's not going to happen.
They're winning it.
They're winning it.
We had the Kansas City Chiefs last night on Friday at home for week 2 of the preseason. It ended up being a walloping. We put a whooping on them. We ended up winning 33-16. And I mean, dude, just did you watch the game?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I went out to dinner with Haley, but we did. I had it on because I had it on the phone on the dinner table, and I was just kind of poking my head at it. So I definitely got the big gist of the game.
Yeah, that's kind of what I watched the full first half. And then at halftime, that's when I hopped online with my brothers last night, but I still had my phone playing it next to me. So I kept, I ended up watching pretty much the whole game. But the first half, man, holy cow. Our offense, and this is without, like the majority of our starting offense played yesterday at least on the first series, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then most of them stopped. Sam Darnold looked great. 4 for 4 for like 30, 34, 36 yards or something like that. So it's like nothing crazy, but it's one, he was in for 4 or, however many, 8 plays or 6 plays or whatever it was. It was like 81-yard drive. He went 4 for 4, completed all 4 passes, was getting it out quick, was on time. The accuracy was there. Like everything you want to see from a newly acquired starting quarterback in his first action, it was there.
Yeah.
Rolling out, getting out of the pocket quick, like just everything. Our offensive line, dude, looks fucking fantastic.
Which is just
not
weird.
What we're used
weird
to. Yeah, it's a weird sentence to say for sure, being a Seahawks fan. Because like even like when we had Marshawn, we didn't have great offensive lines.
No,
we had middle of the road offensive lines with a fucking phenomenal running back.
Yeah.
If they're able to carry this over, and that's without our projected starting center Olu.
Yeah.
And without our was it left tackle Charles Cross is out right now.
Cross, yeah.
So it's like that's without those two. And our offensive line looked great pretty much the entire game yesterday. So I mean that's going all the way down the depth chart.
Yeah.
Right now they look good. The new offensive line coach has them with a completely different mindset than what our offensive lines have had for a long fucking time, man. So it's exciting. It looks good. Running backs fucking blowing the goddamn doors off of shit. K9 hasn't even played.
Yeah. Sharps made a quick impact. He had the biggest hole to run in for that touchdown as well, which was fantastic.
Well, and then Holani's fucking first carry of the game went for like 30 yards.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. We ended up rushing for like 268 total yards yesterday.
Yeah.
Drew Lock looked fucking great. Poised to be a solid QB2. I mean, Jalen Milroe had another decent outing, pretty much what you'd expect from a rookie that isn't expected to come in and start.
Clean and minimal mistakes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't turn it over.
Bright spots, had some other moments that were kind of, but things that you'd expect from a rookie. And he definitely has room to improve and grow, and that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Our defense, we're fired up, man. I mean, that opening drive that they had, they drove down, got inside the 20, and then went 4th and 1, went for it, and Julian Love stuffed that fucking fullback at the line of scrimmage, dude. And kept him from getting it, from picking that up. That was awesome. Didn't have any turnovers other than the turnover on downs.
I'm good with that one. That was like you were trusting in your offense to do it, and then also believing in your defense that, hey, which led to the safety, right?
Yeah.
Right afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
So it just showed faith in both of them, which was a relief. I don't think we'd always get that in previous schemes.
Yeah, no, for sure. So all good things all around there. It was another week because we ended up tying the Raiders last week, but in the first half of the game, which for the most part in preseason games is the part of the game that matters, because that's when you're getting whether starters or you're at least getting like guys that are going to be playing on your team, you're getting good looks at them.
Yeah.
Right.
when you get down into the third, fourth quarters of most preseason games, yeah, you're looking at more guys. Now this is guys that are just trying to make the roster, that are going to be like deep rotation, deep depth guys.
Yeah.
Right. So like that type of stuff, you got to kind of halftime's kind of when the actual game ends for the most part. Right.
Yeah.
We've looked really good. We've come out super strong. Our offense is moving the ball. Like we had a really good opportunity to drive down and score in that first opening possession that we had last week. Drew Lock just made a bad throw and threw an interception. This week we scored touchdowns on 4 out of our first 5 drives.
Jake Bobo, man, you
Bobo
talked
had
about
2
him last week.
I love me some Bobo.
Both were incredible. I think he went 2 for 2 catches, 2 touchdowns was his final thing.
Yeah.
But
the one was like a 12-yard middle, like wide receiver screen. They bounced off a couple guys and fought into the end zone for.
Similar to Horton's touchdown last week,
Yeah,
I thought.
Yeah.
And then that one to the back corner.
Yeah, the second touchdown was a thing of beauty. The ball was a gorgeous ball by Drew Lock.
So pretty.
Bobo's. There's a lot of like underestimated stuff about Bobo, and it really showed on that play. His footwork, like I said last week, he's not the fastest, he's not the most agile, but his route running is crisp. It's really good, and he has very sure hands.
Yeah.
And that route was the thing. Like the defender's there, but he gave one little shake, got just the step of separation, and then he waited until the last second to put his hands up to catch that ball because he knew the defender was close enough to be able to just essentially face guard, right?
Yeah.
But the way he played it, it ended up being like as he started to go up, the DB looked back as the ball was like right over the DB's head.
Yeah.
So he looks back as Bobo's catching it essentially. So it was a thing of beauty. It was awesome to see. And like I said last week, I have been a fan of Jake Bobo since we got him on our team. So
yeah,
I'm excited for him. He should be a lock to make the squad. And then Derek Young, dude. Derek Young had a really good showing yesterday too. Had a couple really good catches, with a little bit of yak after also. He's in the kick return game. He's on special teams. Cody White had a huge open field stop on the Chiefs kick return on our kick cover team. All around, man, I'm really excited about the way that these first 2 games have gone. It seems like there's just a different feeling, and you can sense that just watching these games. You know, you can sense that in the players and the enthusiasm that they have. I mean, last week we had like 2 different penalties because we had vets that weren't playing running onto the field to celebrate because that's just like they're so into it, and that's that culture that McDonald's trying to cultivate here. And you can tell already in the very early stages of year 2 under McDonald, it's happening, and he's turning that around, and everyone's buying in underneath him. So
yeah, I think just my last few points on it is just the Clint Kubiak scheme seems to be just working great out there. Like just seeing the tight ends get in on the blocking and just seeing it all work together on some of those big plays was just awesome to see yesterday. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Now there is the devil's advocate, the other side to things. Last year in the preseason, Ryan Grubb's offense looked good in the preseason too. So obviously, it's preseason, everything's kind of taken with a grain of salt, but just the energy, and like I said, there's a feeling that just seems different.
Yeah.
This year than years. I mean, the previous like 7 or 8 years, really.
Yeah.
So, man, excited. Moving on to week 3 next Saturday against the Packers in Lambeau.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. That'll be wrapping up, and then we'll be talking cuts. We'll be talking about who made the team after that, because they'll be cutting down to 53 shortly after that game. So,
holy smokes! Already, we're on the precipice of week 1.
I know. Fucking stoked.
Yeah,
I love football season. Alrighty. well, Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Bringing it over to our final talking point of our bourbon section today, and that is our wellness journey check-in. I don't even know what number it is anymore. I've lost track, so we're up in the 20s, but it don't even matter. We're sticking with it. And we're talking about it.
Yeah, man.
So, Timmy, what are some how's things going for you? What are some successes? What are some challenges? And then what was your way in today?
All right, so overall, past 2 weeks has been very just successful for me. I've been getting a lot of good quality workouts in, and body has been holding up. Not a lot of pains, other than I did a run a couple days ago where I just was not feeling it. Yesterday was a rest day where normally I do a workout, but I just was listening to that body of mine, and it said, let's take a rest day. So that's what I did, and it still paid off, because weigh-in today was 211.4.
Hell yeah, dude.
Which is 4 pounds down from previous weigh-in, 1.4 pounds away from our goal of 210, and over 50 pounds now. I've officially hit over 50 pounds lost on this weight loss journey.
That's fucking awesome, man.
It's literally, the goal is right there.
Yeah,
and it's felt really good, and I'm just super stoked about it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
What about you?
Mine's been pretty solid for the last couple of weeks as well, I guess. I've been working out like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Blowing
up my phone, going one workout, another one.
I ended up working out 3 times on Wednesday. I went for a run that morning, burnt like 600 something calories. I went golfing. I walked the course, walked like over 8 miles, burnt like almost 1,600 calories there. And then me and Lindsay did a lift Wednesday night in the garage. I burnt another 600 calories and an hour-long lift out there. So it was a good one that day. Just in general, kind of staying consistent. These last couple of days, I took Thursday off because my body just needed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did 6 workouts between Sunday and Wednesday night. So I took Thursday off, and then I was planning to work out yesterday, but Lindsay had stuff she had to go do, and I was on buggy duty, and it was pouring rain, and I ended up just timing got away from me. I ended up not working out yesterday, but having to watch SmackDown, the Seahawks game, video games with my brothers on Friday night, it was a lot. So ended up not working out yesterday either. But all in all, I feel like I don't know exactly what happened, but when I went on vacation, because I was at 211, and then when I went on vacation and I put some weight back on, now it's just hard as fuck for me to get this weight off. But I did end up going down a pound, so I'm at 214.
Nice.
Nice.
A loss is a loss.
A loss is a loss, but it is whooping my ass to try to get back down, because I'm like, I don't even, like we talked at the concert on Thursday, I don't even put my workouts into like my app that I use for just tracking what I'm eating.
Yeah.
And I stay under pretty much most days.
Yeah.
And I don't even put my workouts in. So I'm not even getting that allotment of calories back. So I don't know what's going on with that exactly, but it's becoming a slower process for me to get it off. But
you did say you are doing weightlifting more, and
I am lifting quite a bit more.
Could be muscle.
9 round is closing. So my gym that I've been going to for like 3.5 years now is closing at the end of this month. So they will no longer be open, which is a bummer, but also it's going to save me some money every month.
There we go.
And as I have been working out of my garage a lot more, just getting more into that flow before school gets back in session.
Yeah.
I know once school starts up at the end of this month as well, I'll be back into a better routine.
Yeah.
I won't be as tempted to snack as much when I'm at home.
Snacks come out.
Hard not to. And pretty much everything I snack on is healthy. Like a lot of it's just like fruit and vegetables and stuff, but it's still like you can still overeat. Yeah. So I try not to, but once I'm back into a routine, things things will flow for me a little better.
Perfect. And that brings us over to
Belts. We're talking about some wrestling.
Yes, we are. Ryan, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, man. My week this week to talk about Raw. Got some things. First thing I want to talk about, because it's kind of been it's a running story across Raw for the last month now, at least. It's something that we've talked about almost inadvertently. Like it has been a talking point, but I don't think it's necessarily one that we were like too hyped about before. Mm-hmm. But it's one that continues to show up, and I'm getting on board. Okay. I'm on board with it now, and that's Sheamus and Rusev.
All right.
I'm good. I've always I think you were more on the not against it, but like the more questioning of it side than I was originally. But then with like the kind of weird, almost comedic like continuance of a backstage brawl last week that happened, and then that paired with the fact that they did it on like 2 other shows or whatever the fuck it was all recently, it was just kind of like, what the fuck's going on? I really enjoyed this segment on Raw this time, and I feel like it is continuing to build, and I do feel like this is those classic. We're getting more of that feel of it being one of those classic non-title storylines that you give a shit about.
Yeah.
Is it up there with like the CM Punk Drew McIntyre? No, but I do feel like there's something behind it.
Yeah,
I feel like it is growing. The fans are all about it. Like in the buildings, like they blow up for Sheamus. Like he's just such an over guy, and he has been forever. So I'm here for it.
Yeah. No, the potential's all there, and the matches were great that they've had so far, with the exception of the one where it was just kind of ends in DQ and then ends into the brawl. But still, a lot of fun. So I'm excited to see where it goes. My one little concern factor here is Sheamus it's been a tough battle against Rusev. Mm-hmm. This match with Sami Zayn and Rusev, Sami kind of dominated that match. Like, I know there was motivation behind it, world title potentially, but it felt like Sami's a great wrestler, but is he that much better than Sheamus? And that kind of took me out of that match a little bit. Just was like, but
yeah, and I get what you're saying. I would say like actual in-ring wrestling, I think I would give the edge to Sami.
Oh yeah,
I think Sami is the better worker, but when you're then pairing him against someone of Rusev's caliber of just physicality and strength, then it does pop that question of like, okay, how believable is this that Sami is just, like you said, dominating a good portion of it, and when you've had Sheamus now like going toe to toe with Rusev, and he hasn't looked that dominant against Rusev. Yeah. And yeah, so I get what you're saying there. I totally agree with that. I didn't even think about that while I was watching it, honestly, but it makes total sense. Yeah. So.
But other than that, I mean, but then they quickly brought it back to Sheamus coming out post match, and I do like that. So
yeah,
they're great superstars in the ring. Should be a fun feud to continue.
Yeah, absolutely. Next thing up the have is, and this has been kind of long running, but I don't know that we've ever like fully acknowledged it and like really given him his flowers. We have kind of in passing, but I just wanted to outright say it. Dom is quickly becoming one of my favorite wrestlers.
Oh, 100%.
Like, his character is too fucking good. The fucking, when you saw like the clips of him fucking coming out at AAA and taking the mask off, and it was Dom, like the pop that he got was
huge.
The pop he got was fucking late 90s Rock Austin pop. Like, it was fucking insane. It was just like, holy shit, man. It was like, it was so loud that it was like the video almost went silent. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when noise is that loud that the audio just almost stops working on phones. Like, it was just like, holy shit, dude, that was crazy. So that was cool. the continuing to get one over with AJ. I disagreed with it at SummerSlam, but now that they've doubled down on it, now I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, they're sticking with this. I'm good with that. They're going to stick with him continuing to kind of pull, you know, what's the saying? Pull the wool over AJ's eyes type of thing. And just keep getting one over on him. Yeah. I'm good with that then. Like, that makes sense to me now.
Yeah.
It's Dom's character. It totally fits. So, and he's so fucking good in the ring now, because when he first debuted as a wrestler, you know, like as an adult wrestler, not in 2006 or whatever, when he was like 8 years old or whatever the fuck. But like now that when he actually debuted and he was tagging with his dad, and they went against, was it Logan Paul and the Miz and all that.
Yeah,
he was solid, but he wasn't anything to like write home about. Yeah, in the ring, like he has improved so fucking much.
He adds that like next level to like where you can tell a story in the ring. Like that's what he's doing. Yeah. Like he was doing moves, but it wasn't telling anything. It was hey, I'm my dad's kid and I could do similar moves as him.
Yeah. And I love that he has like strayed away from his dad's shadow, and he has more or
leaned
less
into his real poppy, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, exactly. No, like, but for real, I think that was a very smart move.
100%
was to shy away from the Mysterio portion and lean more into that, you know, that aura of Eddie Guerrero,
Dirty Dom,
and it's the best fucking career move that he made, or whoever made the call for him made, whatever it was backstage. Like, it was very smart for him, and
the crowd is into it too.
So well.
The crowd is loving it as well.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Triple A Manias today, and so obviously won't be watching it right now, but we'll be checking it out because I'm just curious to see how that Fatal 4-Way is going to play out.
Dragon Lee, El Grande, and Vikingo. Yeah. So that's going to be a crazy match.
Good stuff.
Next thing I had up on here, I don't know, you could be surprised I put this on, but you also might not be surprised I put this on. The Bayley video package.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I really liked this. I thought the whole... I felt kind of just about a lot of it leading up to this, right? It was more like, okay, yeah, we're getting this Bayley is unsure of herself again, because like this isn't the first time they've played this kind of card with Bayley specifically, but there's something different about this one. There's definitely something different about this, and it's to the point where it's like it feels like it's leading to a heel turn, but it also at the same time it's like I don't know what's going to happen. It could be like, oh, it's leading to this heel turn, and that's what they're kind of pushing. But then it could all of a sudden be, no, she ends up being like the ultimate face. You could totally get that out of this.
100%. I definitely got that from that video where it's like you can hear like little like video or voice clips of her heel run and everything. But you're right. Like it's like she could fight through that to become, you know, just an ultimate face, like you said. So it could go either way, which is awesome.
And it totally had me invested. So I'm now I'm like, okay, now I'm interested to see what is going to happen next. And so it totally hit the mark. It did exactly what it wanted to do, I thought. So
I thought it very well done promo there. Yeah.
And finally, the whole main event segment and the eventual announcement of the Clash in Paris potentially main event. I would assume it would be the main event. I will be shocked if this isn't the main event of Clash in Paris. But you got a fatal 4-way between Jay...
LA Knight.
LA Knight, thank you. Logan Paul was the only thing popping in my mind. I was like, oh, that's Cena. Jay, LA Knight, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Should be a fantastic match.
It should be absolutely great, but you just know Seth's retaining here.
Oh yeah,
he's essentially 3 against 1, but the other 3 are all hotheads. So they're not going to be able to hold it together. They're not going to be able to all work to make sure that Seth Rollins doesn't get it, because they're obviously not all going to be able to agree upon who's winning the match that isn't Seth Rollins. So there's going to be some fishy stuff. It's a no DQ match because it's naturally a fatal 4-way. So the goons are going to get involved. Yeah, it's just but it should be a fantastic match. I'm very excited about it.
Agreed. Question for you. Do you feel he's deserving, but do you feel, is it weird to have Jay in this match, or does it feel like it should have been Roman, or are you just good with it?
I 100% don't feel like it should have been Roman in this match, because he literally hasn't done anything since he lost the World Heavyweight Championship to deserve to be in a world title spot.
Yeah,
so
true.
No, absolutely not. Do I feel like it's weird that Jay's in it? No, not really, because the fans didn't want him to lose the title in the first place.
He hasn't had his rematch.
All he's done since winning the title is put on fucking bangers of matches. And he's, outside of losing the King of the Ring finals to Cody, he's kind of has been screwed by Seth's goons quite often since then, right? So I feel like it fits perfect. I feel like it is totally a worthwhile thing.
And he got the win at SummerSlam too.
At SummerSlam, And I mean, like, realistically, if you were to really say one of them, and this is obviously, it's me and how I have always felt about LA Knight, thinking that he should be in the main title card, or the main title picture, he would probably be the one that would, out of all of them, that you would say realistically, just based off everything that has happened, like, he just kind of came out of nowhere and started harassing Seth Rollins to weasel his way into the title picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he didn't win anything to actually put himself in that position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just, like, worked Seth Rollins down to the match last week, and then CM Punk interrupted that match, so now he's still involved. You know what I mean? Like, but Jay, I think, is,
No, I get. I just
wanted him and CM Punk are definitely deserving.
I just saw the discourse online about it, so I just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah. I mean, there was definitely a portion of the fandom that didn't think Jay should have been the World Heavyweight Champion in the first place.
Yeah, agreed.
But the sold out shows every week that pop to his fucking theme song more than anyone's theme in the history of wrestling tells a different story.
So agreed.
Again, and we've said this before, but there has never once been a time where the fans are wanting an encore of, and like asking and receiving an encore of a theme song or of an entrance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, it's gotten to the point where we've now had him do it twice in the middle of a match.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think that's, deserving. Like
100%. Yep.
So
going over to SmackDown, I got to talk about Alexa Bliss versus Piper Niven. I think this match, Alexa, I'm going to give Alexa just more kudos and flowers just because this was like the most believable, like, little wrestler versus big wrestler. Like, Alexa worked Piper Niven so well in that match.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at, and I'm pretty sure we've talked about it on the show, like, seeing Zelina versus Piper Niven, it didn't feel right. Like, it just, nothing Zelina was doing was like, oh, that's believable. But the way Alexa Bliss was working the match, I think was awesome. The match was very good in general. But again, just giving WWE's their flowers is they're driving home the women tag titles feuds going forward.
Yep.
So Secret Hervis is obviously the next in line for the tag titles.
Who's
and
it gonna be though?
I feel like it's gotta be.
You would think it needs
Chelsea
to be
Green and
but
probably
you would think it would be
Alba.
The other two. You'd think it would be Alba and Piper.
Yeah.
Just because, like, that's kind of
they're
how
the tag team.
they're
and
the
she's
tag
the
team, and
single
she'd be
wrestler.
the singles.
Yeah.
Going for the U.S. or the world,
But
or
again,
whatever. But
Freebird style.
Yeah, sure.
So it could be something
I wish
like
they
that.
would acknowledge Freebird, the Freebird rule more often.
Yeah. I think, they only brought it up a lot with New Day around, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought overall it was a good match. Alexa's so good in the ring. She could work with anyone.
Yeah.
And this was a great example of that.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Next up, I like what the Wyatts are doing throughout this show is just stalking all the tag teams now. You know, he came out during the Mellow Don't Miz match, and they have a history together, so it played into that, but they could have easily been stalking Fraxium as well. And then you see one of them lurking in the background of the MFTs in the background there. So I thought that was really cool. I like that the Wyatts are like just keeping a watch on the tag team division. They're the tag champions. They got to be in the know, and they're doing it in a creative way. So
yeah, one thing I don't like, and it has nothing to do with the Wyatts, but just kind of bouncing off the whole tag thing. This is the first time that we've gotten Miz and Mello in a tag match in a while. And they've been pushing them as like backstage as this tag team or, mentor-mentee type tag team thing. And then they immediately planted a seed in this match that they're going to break up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's how the match ended, was Miz just tagging himself in when Mello's about to finish the match so that he can get the pinfall and get the win. And then you get the Motor City Machine Guns calling them out backstage. It feels very similar to...
A-Town Down
yeah,
Under.
thank you. A-Town Down Under, where like they're getting called out for the shenanigans between the two, and like the Miz is Grayson Waller in that situation, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, if you're gonna do that, just don't fucking have them together because you haven't done anything with them together.
Yeah.
If you're gonna then all of a sudden put them in this tag match, then have them be a tag team. You could have had them fucking break up without that. You could have had them, this all happen backstage and it just blow up and then they're in a singles feud.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what you're going to push for is them in a singles feud against each other, then why fucking put them together in the first place?
I almost had this as a talking point but then I was like remembering how long it took A-Town Down Under to actually break up.
And then they broke up off camera.
Yeah. So I didn't bring it up, but they did plant kind of seeds last week when Mello was like, hey, you've been gone forever. And then he's trying to be a singles wrestler. And then Miz just hops in, goes, no, we're going to get a tag team match. And then after that match, Mello's trying to ask for a United States title and then quickly gets turned into a tag, getting into the tag title. So I kind of like it, but it also is just like, I mean, you already had them split up.
Yeah.
To bring them back together, then split them up.
Yeah,
it's just
weird.
It's weird. It's for sure weird.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't put it on there, but you brought it up, so we got to talk about it. But I won't hold my breath for them to break up either because it could be a year.
Yeah. And it'll take place at a house show.
Exactly. Drew McIntyre, he's still one of WWE's biggest MVPs in my eyes. I'm excited that he's back at the forefront and I would assume next in line for the WWE title. What I don't like is, I talked about it last week, Cody didn't mention anything about winning the title. He's already injured off screen. 2 weeks in a row now, WWE title is not
we didn't even see him
not on there at all. And so I'm just like,
that is weird.
It's just weird. It's your biggest prize. It was in a great match with John Cena. You won it from John Cena.
Great match.
Nothing.
Fucking acknowledge that.
Nothing of it.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
There's nothing of it. But again, Drew McIntyre, he doesn't need Cody there.
Instead, we got this fucking dope video package hyping up Logan Paul versus John Cena.
I actually fasted forward through that.
Yeah.
I was like, nope. Not interested in that, but Drew McIntyre, I love his little woes me and just paints a picture where he's the victim. And
he does it so well to where you're
like believing him.
You're like, damn, he's right.
Cody did attack him post-match.
Yeah. You're just like, what the fuck?
What
the fuck? I hate you, but I love you because everything you're saying is right, but it feels wrong, but it is true.
I eat up every time he's on the screen, and I'm excited for him.
Absolutely.
Lastly, Sami is now SmackDown. Sami Zayn is SmackDown
He's officially on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that. I was curious. I was like, he's been on there twice in a row.
I think
now.
it happened while I was still at your house, and and Nick Aldis comes out. That's no way to treat our newest person of the blue brand. But
gotcha.
he's no longer Raw. I don't think it brings in a lot of new feuds because a lot of the people on SmackDown are people he's feuded with, Drew McIntyre and all the people, he's been in with the Bloodline, MFTs essentially going on forever. What I like about this move is it gets Sammy away from Seth Rollins, and we kind of talked about that where there was a potential of Sammy to go to SmackDown, like when they were doing kind of a brand shift around, and that would help him just kind of take him away from it, so that he can avenge,
so that he can win the Royal Rumble,
and then go after
Seth.
it, and so those seeds are now planted. And he kind of alludes to it. He's like, hey, I don't like it, but like it at the same time. But he's like, I was distracted by the world heavyweight title. Now I can focus on different things. Don't not focus on the world. You still want to be a world champion. Like, don't let that be an excuse. But I like that it was for the U.S. title because he's never won that one. So it makes sense. It's like, now I can focus on a title I've never won.
And it totally makes sense also because when was the last time Sammy held gold?
The IC tag titles, right? No,
it was
the
IC, right? He hasn't held the tag title since him and KO.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I think the last time he did hold gold was the IC.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that was WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, and that kind of like pushed him into a very short-lived, but into a world title feud eventually with Gunther also.
Yeah.
But that, again, was one where we were like, well, he's not going to win this because it was so early in Gunther's title reign, right? Mm-hmm. So now it's been a reset. He hasn't held gold in a year.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about how he loses a lot.
Yeah, he loses a lot, true. This now pushes him to, if he does go for the U.S., he is able to win the U.S., maybe he goes on a moderately lengthy U.S., maybe say he wins the U.S. by the end of this month. Right? And then he goes from now to January as the U.S. Maybe he drops the U.S., but then wins the Rumble.
I would almost let him keep the title, win the Rumble, and then he chooses Seth, and then Seth's goon squad starts making Sammy's life a living hell, costing him the U.S. title, just all feeding into that feud.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Either way. All I was really getting at, was just like, start him with the U.S., and now it's that build and that stepping stone, what those titles should be used for, like what we've talked about in the past, right? Like, you have him go for the U.S., he wins it, he goes on a, that would be a moderately lengthy U.S. title run, right? Yeah. It would be a, multi-month run.
Yeah.
If he obviously were to lose it, which you would assume he would lose it before then going for the world.
Absolutely.
And then that it just makes it more believable than just like he hasn't been in a title picture in general, really, for the last year. Yeah. And then to put him into the world title picture would have felt weird, right? Mm-hmm. So I think this is a good move. I think that is a smart way to go about it.
I agree. Like I said, I'm here for it. I think it's a good way to, again, steer him away from the Seth group. And now my only other question is, Jacob okay with just Sammy coming in and getting into... I mean, he did pin Solo twice now, so he definitely deserves a title shot, but Jacob also has lost, not without interference the last two times. So
true.
So it's a little hard to see him letting that go, but yeah.
Well, and you got a little like before the match, little heat between Sammy and Jacob, but then after the match, Jacob straight up hugged Sammy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, at first I was like, oh, well, that could end up potentially leading to a Sammy and Jacob feud, which would be really fucking good matches. It would. But then you got the hug, so then it's like, where the fuck is this going?
Yeah.
Is he backing Sammy now? Because then that would be weird. Like you just said, like, he's been screwed out of the title twice now, losing it the first time, and then losing the steel cage match for his shot to get it back. And we've gotten very little follow-up to that.
Yeah.
Outside of like this last week, like last night we didn't even see Jacob last week.
Yeah, because that was one of your talking points. It's
Yeah.
like, why wasn't he there?
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, it is kind of weird. I don't know. It's interesting.
Interesting.
It's the whole thing that has to do with the bloodline is it's getting convoluted.
Yeah.
It's getting watered down. It's getting confusing.
Yes. This is when you get into the deep, deep waters of NWO, Wolfpack, and all the variations of it's where it's heading, you know.
Yeah.
Banger of the week. Ryan, what do you got for banger of the week?
It's just because he's so fucking good at what he does and how he does it and makes you believe him. I went with Drew McIntyre's promo.
That's a good one.
We have no Cody. There's no rebuttal. There's nothing. It's just him out turning the angle the way he wants the angle to be turned. And he's done it. He's done it with everybody that he's feuded with since he really became this version of himself.
Yeah.
Right? Like kind of before CM Punk, but really it was the CM Punk feud that really like put Drew McIntyre realistically like on the map as one of the faces of this franchise, and it like he's just been hot since in everything that he's done. And him and Cody, I mean, I think that's a fucking absolute banger in the works. So,
I agree 100%.
I mean, you already alluded to it. You assume that's where this is going because it wouldn't make any other sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm all fucking here for it, and I'm fucking here for Drew knocking Cody off and taking the title.
Take it from him,
here for
please.
that too. That'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And it would be shocking. Like, nobody would expect Cody to lose it in his first defense.
No, absolutely not.
So,
I like it.
yeah,
I like
that'd
it.
be awesome. What about you?
My banger is Io versus Roxanne on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, dude.
That match was easily the best match of the week. Very back and forth. It had a definitive winner for once, where a lot of these situations would have ended in a DQ.
It didn't come without interference.
It didn't, but I felt like that helped drive home great storytelling. So we got
for sure.
Potentially Damage Control splitting up, which is long overdue.
And had already happened.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but they're like still
because
grouped
it's
together.
the Kabuki Warriors now that are still just like friendly with them. I don't think they're Damage Control anymore.
They still allude to them as Damage.
Do they?
They haven't like come out as a group like that, but I feel like I've heard them say Damage Control.
Yeah.
But it definitely feels like there's a split there. Kabuki Warriors probably going heel, I'm assuming, in this case. And then you get to drive home a newer wrestler, Roxanne, where she gets a big win over a former WWE Women's Champion, as well as playing into their heel card as well. Yep. It all went well together. The match was killer. Loved it.
To take it a step further, you also then have the further pushing of the storyline between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky backstage afterwards with all of this, because Rhea then, whether on purpose or almost inadvertently, kind of tried to get Io to realize like, hey, Asuka and Kairi Sane, they just screwed you out of that.
Yeah.
And then Io took it as like she's trying to get in her head type of thing, and then she's thrown off even further. So now it's like they're doing a lot of story building around Io. Yeah. Which I'm fine with.
She's one of the best, like, not character wise, but in ring, she is top 5 women's wrestlers on the planet.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, Michael Cole, I think, straight up said that. Yeah. Like, one of the best female wrestler, or one of the best wrestlers. Yes. On the planet. Yes. Like 100. men and women. Like, I don't remember if it was Michael Cole or somebody said that. Yeah. Like, it was just like, oh shit. Yeah, you're right, because she is so fucking good in the ring. It's crazy.
And then, I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know what's going on with Naomi, but something's going to be announced on Monday. So
yeah, she was like not cleared. Like this, I wonder if this is like actually real. Like if she like actually hurt and not cleared, so she's gonna have to relinquish the title.
So that could lead to another Rhea versus Io kind of thing. Which I don't know, but
if that's the fucking case, what needs to happen then is it better fucking be Rhea winning this. Rhea needs to win that because then we could get Stephanie Vaquer versus Rhea.
Yeah,
which is a match that we need.
Yeah,
that's not just a want. That is like a necessity for life right now. With them on the same roster, you need those two in a fucking. I want them in like a best of 7 fucking feud.
Yes,
no, that would be so fucking good.
So good.
But if that is what it is, I'm gonna kind of fucking be. I'm gonna be a little upset because this is the best Naomi's ever been.
It's
a huge fucking bummer if that is actually like if it's not just a work and it is actually like a real thing. Like
no, I'll be so bummed for her.
Yeah, because this is the best Naomi's ever been. As much as we have been absolutely against her, adamantly against her over the year, going on, getting close to a year and a half that we've been doing this.
Yeah.
She has really come into her own. This character has been fucking fire. And I was here for her being the world champion right now.
Absolutely.
I definitely wanted Rhea to win at SummerSlam, but I still like...
You're giving the flowers where they are due.
Flowers where they're due, exactly. And so I will be bummed for Naomi if that is the actual case.
Absolutely.
Like she finally gets to that fucking pinnacle and then gets hurt. It would be like Finn fucking winning and losing, and has he held a world title since?
He had the IC title, but not a world title.
Yeah,
that was one and done.
Crazy.
One night and done.
Yeah. Oh, hold up. Time out. Before we move forward, I wanted to can I throw an honorary banger of the week out?
Do it.
It's more of like a banger of recent.
Okay.
Not just the week. Candice LeRae.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, she's fucking awesome. When she was with Nia, it was kind of like forgettable because most things with Nia are. Let's be honest. I will shit on that as long as I can because
maybe one day you'll give her flowers too.
When she earns them, when she earns the flowers and is actually doing things worthwhile, then yes. I was giddy when you said that she was in a fucking angle on NXT. I was like,
but then she showed right back up on SmackDown yesterday. I was like, damn it.
Anyways, Candice LeRae, fucking. SummerSlam in the triple or the fucking 6-way TLC match, she was one of the brightest fucking parts of that. Just like her involvement in that match, and then the fucking spot that she took is fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. Like those are. I was talking to Lindsay about that today because we finished SmackDown this morning, so we saw that this morning.
Yeah,
the ladder spot that she took at SummerSlam. I was telling Lindsay like. These are moves that we're used to seeing the guys do. Mm-hmm. These are not moves that you see the girls do. Like, historically speaking, Lita maybe going off of a ladder out of the ring through something. Maybe.
Yeah.
I can't like pinpoint if I remember her actually taking that type of high risk spot. I know she took bubble bombs off the top rope through tables. Stuff like that. She took 3Ds, shit like that all the time.
There might have been a spot at WrestleMania 17 in that TLC match.
Maybe, yeah.
Because she was involved, Spike was involved.
Yeah, and Rhino. But
Rhino.
There's nothing like in my mind that I'm like, I can't picture actually.
I don't think anything like that.
Lita on top of a ladder in the ring, falling off to the outside of the ring, going through another ladder.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, that's fucking wild. And then she fucking gets up last night on SmackDown and just fucking hits off the top rope to the ring apron to the outside of the ring, a fucking Hurricane Rana on Montez Ford. Mm-hmm. Now, was it a flawless Hurricane
I think it was
Rana?
More on
that was on
Montez.
Absolutely. He like hesitated.
Yeah.
Right? So that was on him. Her part in it,
I thought was great.
Flawless.
Yeah.
Like, just the fact that she just fucking climbs up and just does it, like, Let's fucking go. And she is not, it's not like she's Roxanne Perez.
No.
She's not in her fucking like early 20s.
Yeah.
As a new, like, she's been in this fucking business for like 20 years, dude. Like, you know,
long time.
She's been doing this shit for a minute and she's still doing this. That's fucking awesome. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I really thought that was worth, because we haven't really talked about Candice LeRae much.
No.
She continues to pop up more and more in like shining moments for me, and I was like,
love the whole angle with DIY and her right
them
now.
sitting on the ring apron together, like waving, whatever they were doing, all smiling. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
this is so good.
It's really good.
It's and it's one of those things where I'm like, are BFAB and is it
Angelo Dawkins,
are they like a couple?
I don't think so.
Then kick BFAB the fuck out and let's get Bianca in this bitch.
Yeah.
Because Bianca and Tez are married.
Yeah.
And then Candice LeRae and fucking
six person mixed
that would
tag
be
right
fucking
there.
Awesome. That would be such a good match too. So
I like
anyways.
it. I like that.
But I know like BFAB also she's actually pretty good in the ring too. So.
Yeah.
But still, I like the angle of like him and her being married and they talk about it and, you know, like all of it. And like he was the one that went into the ladder to knock her off and then gave her the thumbs up. Like all of that was just fucking gold. It was fucking
so good.
It was comedy gold. It was perfection of just like in-ring everything. I loved every second of it. So
yeah.
Anyways, that was just an honorary on.
I like it. I like that. All right, that brings us to Belt's question of the week. I pose this one. It's a very simple question. Which superstar would you like to sit down, shoot the shit with, share a glass of bourbon with?
Current superstar?
It could be any. It could be any.
I didn't write anything down for this, just so you know. I wanted to kind of do this off the cuff. And I also wanted to I wanted to ask that. Like, is it like current or?
I mean, preferably current, but it doesn't have to be.
I feel like there's levels to this, right? Because
I'm sure there is.
There's like the who would be the best, like the most, like who I'd want to just like have a legit conversation with about wrestling and the industry and all that. Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
I think he has some of the best insight because he grew up in it and he is still in it and he's been in it. But then Randy's in the same fucking thing too. Like, right? Like he grew up in it. He's been in it the whole time, obviously longer than Cody. But then you have the other levels too. I was just like, who the fuck, like who would be just like the most fun? I feel like KO.
Yeah, he was high up on my list.
One of them that where I'd just be like, he'd just be a fun dude to just fucking bullshit with because he just seems like the clips of him and Cody talking on his podcast, and he's just like ripped. Like we talked about it too, I think.
Yeah,
and it's just like just like no filter, doesn't give a shit, just ripping into Braun Breaker about to spray tan. Like that shit is just like, oh, that's fucking awesome. Like, who would give you like just openly the most just like. What are the craziest bullshit backstage antics that take place? I feel like KO would be the one. Oh, I don't give a fuck. I'll tell you. And you just go in, you know?
Yeah.
But none of them are my answer.
Okay.
Paul Heyman. That's my answer.
I'm
going Paul.
I had this feeling.
I'm going Paul Heyman, man. That motherfucker
has stories for days.
Stories for days.
ECW,
the
WCW,
serious part.
WWE.
Exactly. Like, but he has the funny shit. He has the storylines he's been in, who he's helped like train behind the scenes when it comes to promos and the booking of matches and the building of a fucking entire fucking company. And I think Paul Heyman would be the person that I would pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just way too much fucking wrestling brain there.
Yeah.
To pass on.
Yeah. I have kind of like a few like you just listed right there from a wrestler and like behind stage. Hurricane Helms, Greg Helms. He works as like a producer.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be fun to just like, he doesn't seem like he'd be too serious. Like would just be fun to have a conversation with.
Yeah.
Current wrestler, I would want to do maybe like Roman Reigns. I've seen some of his like videos, like driving in the car with Seth. He just seems like a fun guy off camera, singing Tay Tay and all that in the car, and that's just right up my alley right there. But the one guy I would like to shoot the shit with and drink a glass of bourbon was Stone Cold Steve Austin. You watch his interviews, and you can tell he's still in the like he watches the product. Oh, yeah. He can tell you, oh, that was a great spot. Oh, that was a tough spot, or just the psychology of it all. Yeah. But then he's got stories for days, and you can tell he loves the business so much and everything about it. And I thought it would just be a cheesy answer, but I'm gonna stick with it.
That's funny because like he was like obviously he was one of the first ones that popped in my mind. I was like, oh yeah, but I was like, that might just be too on the nose.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go somewhere else. But I'm happy you said it because he was obviously one that I was like, fucking Stone Cold.
Yeah,
like, yeah. Come on,
I just
let's go.
I love his psychology on the business, and it would just be fun to talk about. So
yeah, absolutely.
Maybe not such a simple question.
Yeah. Well, because there's like
different levels to
it. What's the environment that you're going for in this sitting down and drinking bourbon with? Are you going for more like, yo, let me pick your brain? Are you going for more of like, hey, story time? Are you going for more of like, let's just fucking let's just shoot the shit and have some fun? You know, there are different fucking categories to what that ambiance is going to be like, which is then going to play into different people.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? Well, that brings us to Blockbusters.
First one up, I put this on here. We got Dead of Winter. The synopsis is, hit by a blizzard, a grief-stricken loner gets lost among back roads near a Minnesotan lake and stops for help at a remote cabin in the woods. Here, she discovers a young woman kidnapped by a desperate couple who are armed and intent on murder. Isolated and without cell service, this unlikely hero realizes she is the woman's only hope of survival. The cast is Emma Thompson, Judy Greer, Mark Menchaca, I think is how you say that, and then Gaia Wise. I also think that's how you say that. The release date is, oddly enough, my 32nd birthday, September 26th, 2025, and it will be out in the cinemas.
The cinemas.
Dude, what'd you think of this trailer?
Trailer is awesome, dude. We're getting a lot of like snowy, like
snowy,
blizzardy,
nitty gritty, fucking just like you just tell like it just feels like it's just gonna be like this raw, emotional, just like
But talk about like roles you didn't think you would see people in. Emma Thompson and Judy Greer.
I know.
I know. Is that Judy?
That was exactly what I was watching. I was like, where the fuck do I recognize her? Wait, is that Judy Greer? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is not the character I would have expected her to play in this.
But from the trailer, dude, they look like they fit in these roles so well. And yeah, I don't have anything to compare it off the top of my head, but it looks amazing. It looks gritty, like you said. I like this kind of movie where you're just out in the middle of nowhere, just bad guys and one good guy essentially trying to rescue. So I like it.
Well, one thing I will pick apart's not the right term, but that's the only thing coming to my mind right now, is in the trailer when she like first, or at least how the trailer portrays it, could be at completely different times, but it just the way it seemed was she's like out spreading the ashes or whatever on this frozen lake, and then she hears this commotion, right? The one thing that I immediately was like, what the fuck? This doesn't really make any sense. The two people chasing the girl, like the gunshot goes off. You do that again, it's going in your head, or whatever the fuck he said, right? And now Emma Thompson's character is like all hiding behind her truck.
Yeah.
Out on a frozen lake. The two people who are at least taking up an inhabitants of sorts in a cabin not too far from this frozen lake.
Mm-hmm.
Chase this girl down to this frozen lake, shoot a gun into the fucking air, or at least towards her or whatever, maybe hits her, are yelling at her. They don't think to scan the area.
Yeah.
And then recognize, that truck doesn't belong out on this frozen lake.
Yeah, that's true.
What's that about? Maybe we need to check this out. You know what I mean? And again, it's in a trailer. A lot of trailers recently have been doing a really good job of not giving away a lot of stuff. So I could be totally reading into this wrong.
Yeah.
And hopefully I am. But that was one thing where I was like, well, that's confusing. That doesn't really make any sense. So hopefully I am wrong, and hopefully it is a completely different like chain of events that lead to these things that we saw in the trailer. But that being said, did not take me out of it at all. I am stoked for this movie. Had not heard anything about this until I saw this and put it on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, this looks fucking awesome.
Emma Thompson, the action hero we didn't even know we needed.
I know, exactly. Looks great. And it's on my birthday.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take this in a different direction.
Different direction.
First time for our Triple B podcast.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you put this on here, I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? And then I watched the trailer. I was like, oh shit, I'm in. I'm in. I am definitely in.
All right, this is called AKA Charlie Sheen. Synopsis: after 7 years sober, Charlie Sheen candidly discusses his rise to fame and public downfall, joined by family and friends who share untold stories of his journey through stardom, struggles, and redemption. Cast, it has a bunch of people. I just listed Charlie Sheen. But
yeah, there's a ton of...
This is coming out September 10th, 2025, and on Netflix. Ta-dum! And why this is a first is because it's a documentary. It's not a... It is a two-parter, so I didn't know if it was going to be a show or a movie, but it's a two-parter, so I just put in the movies. So, what makes this awesome is it's a documentary. We haven't covered one of those before, and it's Charlie Sheen. I mean, this guy has been a main focal point for long-ass time in Hollywood. He was the Hollywood guy for a long time, up through 2.5 Men when things went sideways for his character.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of exciting to see, you know, whether it's like a redemption story or just getting a little more on what happened during the time where he just kind of disappeared off the earth. I know he was in a few random things here and there. But, you know, from being on our screens every which way possible to not, I'm excited for this.
For sure. I'm excited because it seems like there's... I don't feel like you often get like a documentary type thing about a specific person where you're getting accounts of things from people who like straight up hate this guy.
Yeah.
And you definitely are getting that from some of these people in this, like Heidi Fleiss specifically.
Yeah.
Right. Like he helped put her in jail. So, yeah, so it's kind of wild. So I'm going to be very interested in watching this and just, it's going to be, I'm along for the ride.
Wild ride.
Definitely intrigued.
Wild ride.
All right, next up, I put this one on here. The title of this movie is called Steve. The synopsis is, set in the mid-90s, Steve is a reimagining of Max Porter's Sunday Times bestseller Shy. The film follows a pivotal day in the life of head teacher Steve and his students at a last-chance reform school amidst a world that has forsaken them. As Steve fights to protect the school's integrity and impending closure, we witness him grappling with his own mental health. In parallel to Steve's struggles, we meet Shy, a troubled teen caught between his past and what lies ahead as he tries to reconcile his inner fragility with his impulse for self-destruction and violence. The cast of this is... The main character is Cillian Murphy. He plays Steve. There were a handful of other people, but there weren't like...
No names.
Yeah. So I didn't want to put them on here and end up butchering names or anything. But Cillian Murphy is in this. He's the star of this movie. The release date is October 3rd, 2025, and it will be out on Netflix.
Trailer looks wild, man. Just the way it's filmed, it looks like another gritty movie. Kind of reminds me of just like the aesthetic of 28 Days Later.
Oh,
just, in a sense. Like it has that grainy film to it, for sure. And I don't know, it looks deep. It looks, looks crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. obviously catches my attention just being a teacher. And, I mean, obviously this is a completely different scenario than what my career is, but it's still just, and anything about that I always am interested in. And then you couple it with the fact that Cillian Murphy's in this. I'm always interested in everything he does because I think he is a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
And so just I was like, oh, I'm in and I'm interested in it, and so I'm throwing it on here.
Yeah, he's dealing with struggling teens, but he's struggling from the looks of it as well in this. So that just makes for an interesting plot line there.
For sure.
Shelby Oaks. Synopsis. A woman's desperate search for her long-lost sister falls into obsession upon realizing that the imaginary demon from their childhood may have been real. Cast is Camille Sullivan, Keith David, Brandon Sexton III, and Michael Beach. Release date is also October 3rd, 2025.
Hey.
And it's coming out in theaters. The cinemas. What'd you think of this one?
I mean, it just continues to play into the fact that you're a fucked up individual. Dude, this looks fucking wild. You know how to find them. You really do. I don't know that we have gone a week over the last couple months without a trailer that has made me relatively uncomfortable to watch. So thanks for that.
You're
not
welcome.
even in the right season.
It's always spooky season.
But yeah, dude. It looks crazy. It looks just new. Mm-hmm. It looks different than a lot of the other similar type stories that we've kind of gotten. You know what I mean? Like there's always like the horror movie where it's some form of demon possession, whatever it is, right? But it looks different. It looks like a different thing. So that's always fresh and exciting.
Yeah.
So
I like from this trailer just the atmosphere it built. I don't know. I just got kind of like taken into the world of this movie while watching it. It definitely felt different, and I like a movie that can do that. Really cool story to this. It's director's first movie is this movie, and the guy's name is, I think, Chris Stuckman. His last name is Stuckman, and he is one of the first YouTubers to start like reviewing movies, like first handful of people, and back when YouTube was taking off. And Mike Flanagan got behind this movie and pushed for a big budget for it to finally get released, and so that's when Neon came on and put this out. So just kind of a cool backstory. Had a Kickstarter where it raised over almost $1.5 million for the budget for this film. So really cool backstory, and movie looks creepy as hell and makes you feel uncomfortable. So I'm really excited for this one.
Dude started doing stuff similar to what we're doing.
Yep.
And look where he's at.
Yep.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Just look at him.
Look at him. Fred! Robin. Yum. What's in the news, Ryan?
We got handfuls of things on here.
Yes, we do.
I was super excited to see this. Scooby-Doo has always been one of my, I remember that was probably one of the number one like main shows that I watched growing up on a regular basis. And so when I saw this, I saw Netflix's live action Scooby-Doo reboot series. I was like, what? Let's go. And I was thinking, they're gonna reboot a cartoon, whatever. No, dog. This is a live action Scooby-Doo.
Hell yeah.
So it says that they're aiming to cast ages 14 to 17 for the lead. So it's going to be a younger crew of people. So I was like, that's a fresh take. That's brand new for us. That's cool. Production on it's looking to start in early 2026. The synopsis for it is, it's a modern reimagining of the iconic mystery-solving group of teens and their very special dog. During their final summer at Camp Ruby Spears, old friends Shaggy and Daphne get embroiled in a haunting mystery surrounding a lonely lost Great Dane puppy that may have been a witness to a supernatural murder. Together with the pragmatic and scientific townie Velma and the strange but ever so handsome new kid Freddy, they set out to solve the case that is pulling each of them into a creepy nightmare that threatens to expose all of their secrets. I mean, I'm here.
I'm here
for it. Again, I've always loved Scooby-Doo. It holds a near and dear place in my heart because of it was one of my main shows growing up, like I talked about. So there's that nostalgic piece there to it. I loved the live action movies and whatnot. So I thought that was interesting. I think this is going to be more, seems at least like it's going to be a little less cartoony and funny and a little bit more. I want to say I read something and I thought I put it on here, but I read something that like they're shooting for a more like Stranger Things type vibe.
Okay. Nice.
As opposed to the cartoon type vibe of it that the movies set out for, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it's new, it's exciting, it's a reboot, but it sounds like they're gonna do like a whole new take on it, which I think could be really cool and really, if it's done right, it could be a really well-rounded concept. So
absolutely,
I'm excited for it.
I like the Scooby-Doo show as well. Grew up watching that and just love the mystery behind it all, and that makes it fun. That makes you can do so much with that. So, I'm really excited for that. And it's a series. Yeah, that's what it says right there. Nice.
Next thing we have on here is we got some official news.
It's official
of Scary Movie 6.
And
we talked about
Pierce,
this.
It's official.
Oh yes. We talked about this before, and we had our hopes and our kind of rumors and whatnot, but now it is actually official. Anna Faris and Regina Hall are both returning in Scary Movie 6 to reprise their respective roles as Cindy Campbell and Brenda Meeks. So they will be re-teaming with the Wayans brothers of Keenan, Marlon, and Sean. Keenan Ivory, Marlon, and Sean. Again, we don't know if either Sean or Marlon will be in the movie, but they are writing and directing the movie. So, as they did for the first two. Yeah. So that's exciting just right there. It's the first time that they're back in the fold. We're getting Anna Faris and Regina Hall back in the franchise again for the first time since Scary Movie 4 in 2006.
Yeah.
So by the time this comes out, it's going to be 20 years since they were in one of the Scary movies. It's fucking crazy. And I just was like, I saw that. I was like, I got to fucking throw that on here for sure. That's fucking awesome that they're like, it's official. They're coming back. So that's cool. Got no other casting, got no other info, but I don't even give a shit what it all's going to be. Those two are back. It's being written and directed by the Wayans brothers. I will be seeing this in theaters.
Yes.
We probably will be seeing it together in theaters.
Yes. Oh, man, yes. Last talking point is Only Murders in the Building Season 5 official trailer released. What'd you think of it?
It's another season of Only Murders in the Building, baby. They're back. I love this fucking show so much. It's just so well done. And the people they continue to pull into the seasons is just so impressive. Which at this point you're just like, yeah, it makes sense. It's one of Hulu's biggest shows that they've had, and the cast of it is, just like the core cast, just the three, right, are so well respected individuals in the industry. Yeah, that it's like not shocking that they could probably just call people and be like, hey, you want to have a short part or a big part or, recurring single episode, whatever the fuck you want to have a part in this show, and people are probably like, yeah, let's fucking do it. You guys are awesome, type of thing. Like, I would not be surprised if that's how the conversations go. The way they're able to continue to just build the stories behind all of this, and now we're looking at there's a mafia connection here in this season. Yeah, but the mafia ends up being not the mafia that not the type of mafia that both Steve Martin and Martin Short's characters are used to, which I think is just a whole other way that they're playing into the fact that they're old and Selena Gomez is young and just all of it. I love this fucking show. I am so excited for it.
Me too, man. I'm super excited. When I see the three of them on screen together, it just puts a big smile on my face. And then just even the side characters I've grown to love, like the people that live in the Arcadia, I just love each and one of them. So I'm here for season 5. I'm ready for it. Can't come soon enough.
Yep.
Here in a couple of weeks. So,
Yep.
which brings us to our special segment of the week. And we got Small Screen Sampler, where we take a show that we've talked about on our show previously, and we take an episode. We just watch an episode of it or whatever's out and talk about what we thought about it. So, this week we got Alien Earth releasing on Hulu. We were super pumped for this one. Absolutely. The trailers for this really didn't give away a lot, but were very impactful. But it finally came. First 2 episodes are up on Hulu this week. What did you think of episode 1?
Yeah, I ended up watching both the first 2 that are out. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I feel like I'm trying to get my words together. It's exactly what I thought it was gonna be, and not anything what I thought it was gonna be at the same time. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like, you're used to in the movies, and that's why I think part of why I liked it so much is because you're used to in the movies, like this kind of more long, drawn out build to the alien.
Yeah.
You know, there was really no long, drawn out nothing in this. Like, it kind of hits the ground running.
Yeah.
And you're pretty quick. You know, it's not super far into the first episode where you are watching the alien kill the first time. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the whole premise of it is just fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested in. I like how it has the 3 different, like, it's like cyborg, synthetic, and hybrid, like that, like the 3 different things, and it's like each one's from like a different company.
Yeah.
Too, right? And then that's how they're like. You got the Weyland Otani Corporation. You got the whatever the.
I can't even remember all of them.
It's the city, right?
Yeah.
That's like, it's not Protege. It's like a.
It starts with a P though,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Prodigy. Prodigy City, I think.
Yeah, Prodigy.
Yeah,
yep.
Prodigy City, and then Prodigy, I think, is like the name of like the corporation of the younger kid who's like the millionaire guy that the hybrids are. And so the hybrids are essentially they're robots with a human consciousness put into them. Mm-hmm. So it's a. You take somebody that's terminally ill and you put essentially their mind into a inanimate body, which is a wholly fucking wild concept in and of itself.
It really is.
So you get that though, and then you're also, which we haven't really gotten a lot of yet, I guess, but you're there. I'm assuming you're gonna play into the cyborg and the synthetics as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, first I got through just the first episode, but it was wild ride from the get go. It's just you get so much in that first episode, and like you said, you don't have to wait this long drawn out time. You see the xenomorph pretty quickly into it.
Yeah.
But then you get all these side things going on too with the synthetics, like you were just talking about.
The other fucking creatures on the ship that we're still learning about what the fuck's even going on with that
little worm looking thing. Ugh.
Oh god.
But just it's just cool seeing like this is leading up to the first Alien movie. Like this is before that, and just and seeing Earth come into play with all of this and everything is really cool. And I'm really excited to continue this one.
Yeah. Same. I'm excited for it. Comes out on Tuesdays now, weekly, for until however many episodes it has. It dropped the first 2, but
and then another one I just kind of talked about, but just the whole atmosphere. You feel like you're almost back in that Alien movie that came out back in the 80s, right? So
absolutely. All right, Blockbusters question of the week. To wrap up the show, I posed this. I said, name a character That was weird. I don't know why I said it that way. Name a character that shows up without any real backstory to them, who ends up being a key player in the story that you would like to see a prequel about their origin.
I'm going to throw you curveball here.
Okay.
Brick Tamland. Steve Carell from Anchorman.
I fucking love that.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Ended up being a phenomenal character in both those movies. And I would just love to see how Brick Tamland became
a news anchor.
or I want the same atmosphere as Anchorman, but I just want the story behind Brick Tamland.
That's fucking awesome. I love that. That's good. I like that. We already talked about mine. I told you we were at the Creed concert Thursday night, and I don't remember exactly how it came up, but it somehow came up, and then we ended up just talking about it, and I told you like the whole thing that was just kind of crazy about this. So I posed this question Tuesday night. I believe it was Tuesday night. It was either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. And I just came up with this, and I had my answer, right? And that's what led me to the question. As most of these typically do.
Yeah.
You kind of have an idea of something in your mind, and then that's how you you formulate the question. And then, so I post this, I have my answer, and then Wednesday night, after I got home from golf, did dinner and everything, put Lainey down, and I was like sitting on the couch, and I was kind of scrolling through, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? And I saw an article about the fact that my answer, they're actually working on it. So I was like, what? That's fucking crazy. Like, that's to my knowledge, it's the first time that that's happened when we've had a question like this, to where like we ask a question and then like an answer is actually then actively being worked on.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. So my initial answer to this, but I did come up with another one just so that I had something new on here that you haven't heard before. But my initial answer to this was Aunt Gladys from Weapons. She is the primary antagonist of Weapons. But she literally shows up with, like, we get zero information about this person.
None.
She just shows up. All we know is that she's sick. Mm-hmm. And the parents don't believe she's going to be around for very long, right? Like,
yeah,
she's gonna die, like she's terminally ill, type of thing. That's all you get, and then the rest of the movie happens, and what happens is crazy and all that. So I was just like, I want to know like her origin, like what led to the voodoo stuff, what all of the craziness that led to her being her, and doing what she does, and has she done this before in other places? Like, has this type of thing happened? Is it like a pattern that she is? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many unanswered questions about it that's where I came up with this question. That was my answer. And then I saw that the director of Weapons and the studios are actively working on and exploring the idea behind doing a prequel about Aunt Gladys. And I was like, what? Like, that's fucking cool. So, but because that happened, we had already talked about this a little bit in person, and because it is something that they're actively working on, I was like, I'm going to try to come up with something else as another answer too, so that I have one that is probably more like the Brick Tamland one, where it's like, that's something that we would love to see, but we're probably never going to see that.
Yeah.
And I went in kind of a similar vein. I went with Jason Segel's character in I Love You, Man.
That's
what led him to that fucking persona. Like, what happened in his life that led to him just this carefree, doesn't give a shit about nothing type of, that just like,
I went through a lot of
who broke you type of thing.
I don't think I got quite to that, but I got to it was like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and then I was like going, oh, maybe that's a wheelhouse I could, and then I stopped. And so, but that's a phenomenal one. I love that idea.
Yeah.
If we want to go animated, we could go Edna Mode from The Incredibles. She's just a character. She's the one that comes up with all the stuff for him. That'd be cool.
I had another one which isn't necessarily no backstory, so it doesn't necessarily fully fit the question, but Alfred from Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what was Alfred's origin? Like, what was his origin? Mm-hmm. Or Lucius Fox.
Oh yeah.
You know, the guy that like creates all the gadgets
Yeah.
for Batman, like all that stuff. Anyways,
That
fun
we
question.
digress.
Yeah. We could talk about this shit for hours. So, but we don't need to do that.
Cheers, brother.
Episode 63. Fantastic cocktail.
Hell yeah.
Good episode.
Let's